Perfect.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? So this is finally my video on my foundation collection. I'm gonna do two different videos. So this video is gonna be based on my drugstore foundation that I have in my collection, and then the next video is gonna be on the high-end foundation that I have in my collection. Basically, I'm gonna give you a brief description of the brands that I do have from the drugstore and my local beauty supply store, and just let you guys know if I regret it or I feel like it was a must buy. So first things first, we're gonna start off with this Ruby Kiss foundation. So this foundation is the Ruby Kisses Fresh All Day Matte Liquid Foundation I got from my local beauty supply store. It was only $5.99, y'all. And you guys know how my skin is. It's like a couple different colors. So I was highly impressed with this foundation because it actually matched me. So that'll be the first plus with this foundation. And the color that I have is that 339 Cappuccino. That is the color that I purchased. I'll do a quick swatch of it. I'm gonna leave them on my hand just so you guys can see and compare and contrast the different shades, because you'll be surprised how different some of these colors are, but when it's blended on your skin, some of it actually matches. So this just shows that you're not crazy when you feel like you bought different foundation, they don't look the same. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get some that's more yellow undertone, some that's more orange undertone, but however, they still seem to match you at the end of the day. So this is a swatch of the Ruby Kiss, and of course all of this has the oxidize. So I'm gonna show you guys every foundation once the oxidize on my hand, just to give you an idea of how it looks when it's set. So the pro of this foundation is that it's super affordable. It's only $5.99, and that tells me that it's probably the cheapest. It's probably like $4.99. The most I'll say is probably like $7.99. That's usually around that frame when it comes to beauty supply store foundations. And the color match is perfect, y'all. I'm telling you, in my last video, I was so shocked at how well this foundation matched my skin. And this is Cappuccino. I didn't have to add no concealer to blend it. I didn't have to add no mixed drops or nothing to it. This actually worked so well with my skin. I was super impressed. It is a matte foundation. I feel like it's more of a not a satin, but more of a natural finish, and it says that it's a fresh all day. Usually when someone say fresh all day, it gives me like that natural set feeling. I feel like that's pretty much what it is versus like a matte finish. So I do like that it doesn't look cakey, and it is pretty much full coverage. However, it takes forever to get to that coverage. The cons with this foundation, I feel like it takes way too much product just to get a decent coverage, and I'm not a person that likes super coverage full face look. I don't like that type of foundation, but it took me at least 5 pumps, and it's the second time I used this, really like used it, and it took me still 5 pumps to get like a decent coverage on my face. So I didn't like that, because I feel like with my high-end brands, I could do 2 or 3 pumps and I'm good to go. This takes way too many pumps. So didn't like the fact that the display in the hair store didn't have a lot of shades. To me, I think it had, when I was there, like they had maybe 10 shades displayed, and with Fenty having 40 shades displayed, 40 plus, I feel like these companies step up their game and give us more variety in color. Another con about this one, it also streaks a lot. I felt like I had to really work with it for it to actually sit on my face, because after a while I felt like with all the pumps I had to do, I had to work in small sections on my face, so I couldn't just put it like I usually put it all on my cheek and just blend it out. This, I feel like I had to put it like right here, blend it out, right there, blend it out, right there, but I have to really take little areas on my face to get this blended out evenly, because it streaks a lot. Overall, do I recommend this foundation? I do. I hated it at first, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really didn't like it, but after looking at that last video I did and how it looked, and I actually wore that outside, and it really did really good in the humidity. So I was really impressed with it. Of course, I haven't worn it out like that before, because, you know, we're wearing masks and stuff like that. So for the most part, I think you should check it out, especially for $6. The next foundation I have right here, this is the Full Coverage Spectrum by CoverGirl. So this is the Matte Ambition in color Deep Neutral FS405. So I got this from my local CVS, and I got it because it was buy one get one free at the time. Now this Matte Ambition foundation by CoverGirl says it's shine. It says all day shine free foundation.
That is a lie.
Foundation is a regret. I don't like it. I've tried it several times, and they don't even have a big variety of shades. Like, you know how CoverGirl Queen had that last line they brought out, and they had so many different type of shades, and they were like so deep and full coverage looking. No, this is like they threw it together real quick. It was like, let me get these little dark skinned little girls, let me get them just a few colors or whatever. They won't pay attention to the difference.
Oh, we did, CoverGirl, we did.
This ain't it. This formula reminds me of like a clay consistency, which doesn't work well on my skin, you know, as far as having oily, the combination skin. Because when you get that in-between clay, liquidy type mixture, you streak in this area and it creases. And then you get oily in your T-zone area, so it don't work for me. So I'm gonna go and swatch this right next to this is the Ruby Kiss. So I'm gonna put this one right here. Just a little bit of it. Very similar to the Ruby Kiss, as you can see in color. This is a bit deeper. And it's crazy because when this oxidizes on my skin tone, it turns gray. It really does turn like a grayish, ugly color. So although these shades are pretty close, this is clearly deeper than the other one. It's more orange than the Ruby Kiss. The Ruby Kiss is more neutral yellow. This oxidized on me very casket ready gray. And if you try this foundation, let me know if you understand what I'm talking about. It just didn't look great after it set on my face. It looked like it was something off about it. I tried different foundations, different powders to set it with. Still didn't work for me. It still wasn't giving me what I wanted. And this is not the cheapest drugstore foundation. So I see what they tried to do. They need to try a little harder. So I would say this was a regret. I don't suggest it. I don't like it. Maybe you can give it a try when it's also on sale, but I think I tried 3 different shades with it. I even had the powder and I still don't reach for it. It's not really my favorite. Now the next foundation, y'all, I'm in love with this foundation. I already know my e.l.f. Satin Finish foundation. I put the link up here on top of the video so you guys can go see my tutorial on this foundation. It is absolutely flawless. So that would be a con with this foundation. I have to use 2 different colors. My deep color on the outside of my face is this Nutmeg, and then the inner part of my face is Cocoa, which is this one. So we're gonna go ahead and put Cocoa right next to the full spectrum. Give you guys an idea. So that is Cocoa. Now honestly, I could get away with either one by itself, and you know, of course, contour and highlight and all that stuff will make it look, you know, like something. But that is Cocoa right there. We're gonna add Nutmeg right next to Cocoa. There is Nutmeg. So as you see, Nutmeg is very similar to the CoverGirl Full Spectrum. However, Nutmeg does not oxidize on my face gray. It actually oxidizes perfectly on my skin. So the pro with my e.l.f. foundation is that it's super affordable. It's $6 and sometimes they're on sale for $3 each, y'all. And I mean, it's a small amount, but you don't really need that much of this foundation for a nice coverage. So that is a plus. Pretty much find this foundation anywhere. Usually I get it from Target, but I heard they sell it at like Walgreens and places like that. I would say the other pro about this foundation is that it's easy to blend. It's super blendable. It's not hard to work with at all. Now the con with this foundation is that it does not have a lot of shades. It really, I think after Nutmeg, there's one other shade after that. So yeah, that's not a lot of shades, and you see how dark I am. So I feel like they need to step it up, get way more shades than they do. But however, this is a very, very good foundation. It's like one of my top foundations this year from the drugstore, and especially when sometimes you get it for $3, you can't beat that. Now y'all, this next foundation, it's a headache. I don't even know if I consider this drugstore or high-end, so I just put it in this video anyway. The Can't Stop, Won't Stop by NYX or NYX, however you want to pronounce it. I bought this foundation, no lie to y'all, like 7 times. None of it matches me. It's the craziest thing ever. I don't know what's wrong with my skin, but it does not like this foundation line at all. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, so let's look at Sienna first. So this one is more of a neutral yellowish undertone compared to Mocha. So I went with this one because I tried, I think Cappuccino is the one I just returned back to Walmart actually. Cappuccino just looked ashy after I put it on. It never oxidized to a deeper color. So I went with Sienna, which is right after Cappuccino, I believe. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this one as well. Ooh, a lot came out of that, y'all. I didn't mean to put that much. So that is how Sienna looks, and it's crazy because it just looks like a foundation that will match me, but it does not. Like the undertone or the shade just does not work on my skin at all. We're gonna go right next to Sienna and we're gonna go into Mocha. That one did good. So we have Mocha right next to Sienna, and you can see Mocha is more of a neutral golden undertone. But looking at this, y'all, you could tell how gray this is going to oxidize. I don't know if it's just me, but when I say gray, I don't mean to confuse people. It literally looks like there's a cast of like a bluish gray, I don't know, undertone in the formula. So that's what I mean when I say gray undertone. I put Mocha on, it turned like to a muddy brown color on my face like instantly. So that was way too dark. So I said I was gonna try it again and use Mocha on the outer part of my face and maybe Sienna in the middle, or maybe I can mix Mocha and Sienna together to get my match. Yeah, I don't know, and I'm so upset because this coverage is super full coverage. It has so many good reviews, and I see why, but it don't match me. So just to give you an idea of how they look. So you can see the other ones. This is starting to oxidize. So you can see that CoverGirl. See how that one looks? That Ambition, way too dark. Way too dark. And then you have the Ruby Kisses, which is still holding its own. It's oxidizing to a nice shade color. And I know my hand isn't what my face look like, but I just did this so y'all can actually see what it looks like. I will say I want to give this a thumbs up so bad because I love the packaging. I love the coverage. They do have a nice variety of colors, but the undertone in the formula is not right for my skin tone. Now, the price isn't the cheapest either. This is actually about, it can range as much as $15. I want to say I paid $15.99 for this one, and then I got this one from like Target and I paid like $13.99 for it, or Ulta Beauty sells it for like $11.99. I mean, the prices vary a lot with this foundation. So, I mean, it's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest either. And because of the quality in the formula, I feel like it's a really good foundation, especially if you have oily skin, but it just doesn't match me. So, yeah, y'all be the judge. The next foundation I have right here is one of my favorite companies ever. This is Black Radiant, and I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I have oily skin. Actually, I had this foundation on for like 6 hours today, so it's looking really muddy, and I had a mask on, and I do not wear my mask with makeup. I literally do my makeup till here, and that's it. I don't wear no makeup under my mask. So back to my Black Radiant. I don't really aim for the stick foundations because I am oily, and I feel like stick foundations sometimes slide off your face very easy if you are oily or prone to like acne. I feel like it just clogs my pores a bit. But I must say I really love the coverage of this foundation. So if you have combination skin, or maybe your skin is alright that's oily and it can handle this, I highly suggest it. So yeah, this is the Color Perfect Stick Foundation by Black Radiant. My color is Beautiful Bronze. And you'll be surprised, y'all. I've been Beautiful Bronze since high school. And like the foundation, and like the concealer, the powder, I've been Beautiful Bronze for like ever. And I love the fact that their formula has not changed a bit as far as the color match, because I'm still Beautiful Bronze and I'm almost 30. So you guys can see. So you can see that undertone is like perfect. That undertone is like the perfect mixture of warmth, but it's neutral at the same time. It's not very orange. I mean, it just really matches me so well, but it's a stick. So it's kind of like, oh my God. I just have to figure out what I could do to rock it so it doesn't look so oily on me after a while. But I really, really love this foundation. If I had to choose a stick one, as you guys were requesting, if I did wear a stick foundation, it would be Black Radiant. Only con would be is that it's a stick foundation and I have combination of oily skin. So sometimes combination of oily skin sticks don't work well. However, sometimes you can run into people that are dry that can't wear stick foundation because it dries out in their patchy areas too. So you just gotta know how to work with this. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on this, because I think it's worth doing a video on. Okay, so last but not least, honey, y'all already know my all-time favorite drugstore foundation is, my dear, the epic, the infamous Fit Me foundation by Maybelline. Yes, honey. So the pros for this foundation is super affordable. Usually you can get buy one get one free. And the formula, now the formula does not remind me of any of my high-end brands. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of that I have that's high-end, and nothing. It doesn't remind me of anything like that, which is not always a bad thing, because this formula, for it to be a drugstore foundation, It is super mattifying. It lasts all day long. Use the right primer with it. And it gives me such a beautiful natural coverage. Now the con with this is it is a drugstore foundation, so to me, as far as I said, the quality of the actual formula is pretty thin and it kind of can stain your face if you don't blend it out properly. So I would say when you put this on, make sure you put it on in sections first, because it was times where I would put dots around my face like some people do, and the dots would stain in that area and I had to like hurry up and blend it out, blend it out, blend it out. So that's the only thing with this foundation, it can kind of stain if you don't work with it properly. So that is Mocha, and that one is Coconut at the top. So before we end the video, I want to give y'all a close up of these shades. We're going to go in order. The first one is the Ruby Kiss Stay Fresh All Day Matte Foundation from the hair store. This one right here, this is the Full Spectrum by CoverGirl Matte Ambition in the color Deep Neutral. This one right here, this little strip that you see right here, that is going to be Coconut by e.l.f. and the one next to it is going to be Nutmeg by e.l.f. The one that I smeared all over the place right there, that is Sienna by NYX. And you can see right now how ashy that looks. The one by NYX. And then up there, that one right there is the, which one is this one? Mocha. So this one is Mocha by NYX. Turn my brightness down so you can get a better look at how this is oxidizing on my skin. So I just love how this looks from this Ruby Kiss. You can see how the Ambition is way too dark. And it's, see what I'm talking about? It's starting to get that gray undertone look. That's how it looks on my face. A hot mess. And you can see how the e.l.f. is still standing strong with its natural color. It's not giving that gray tone as you can see this one is. And then the Sienna right here, all of that look like I wiped it off, which I didn't. That is how it dries, y'all, on your skin. It dries like that. And that gives me a very ghostly cast. Then you got Mocha up here by NYX that's still a little grayish and dark looking and ashy looking. And then we go down to Black Radiant, which is almost like, y'all, it looks orange, more orange on the camera, but you can see how that was just like flawless almost to me, as far as like a swatch, you know, as far as a swatch. But it's almost flawless to me how it applied to my arm. And then you have the two Maybelline FitMe's over here, and those both look amazing on my face. So that is my collection of my drugstore foundations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my video on my high-end collection, girl. I do have a little coin, so I do splurge a little bit on my foundations. And it's crazy because looking at these, there's more in my high-end group that I hate versus the ones I just showed you. Stay tuned for that video. See y'all next time.